start, but Brandy and Rachel, that can change very quickly in Double Jeopardy with all that cash up there. Here are your categories. You totally ruled. Then, life and death in literary titles. We have science, the secret of acronym, then pop culture, and finally, animalistic words. Where do we start, Rachel?
Pop culture for 8.
Edie Falco thought a 2022 sequel to this 2009 film had flopped, having shot it 4 years prior and not realizing it had never been released. Brandy.
What is... Oh.
You're out of time. Rachel.
What's Avatar?
Yes, she thought she had missed the release of Avatar 2.
Pop culture for 12.
The TV series about this character that began NPH Mania has been shown in Latin America as El Doctorcito. Brandy.
What is Doogie Howser?
Yes.
Pop culture 16.
Kids of the 70s, this is for you. This character, a man barely alive. We can rebuild him. Better, stronger, faster. Brandy?
Who's the $6 Million Man?
That's right, Steve Austin.
2000 pop culture.
In this 2019 X-Men movie, Sophie Turner dealt with absolute power corrupting absolutely. Brandy?
What is Dark Phoenix?
That's the movie.
Pop culture 400.
He gave us the Produce Pete segment of The Daily Show before becoming the 40-year-old virgin. Brandy?
Who is Steve Carell?
Yes.
Life and death and literary titles for 400.
The Short Happy Life of Francis Macomber is a Hemingway tale of life and death on one of these African expeditions. Brandy?
What is a safari?
Yes.
Life and death 800.
A man awakens from a coma with the power to see a terrible fate awaiting humankind in this Stephen King work. Brian?
What is the Dead Zone?
That's the book.
Secret of Acronym, 1200.
FSBO stands for this, meaning no real estate agent need be involved. Rachel?
What is for sale by owner?
That's right.
Acronym for 16.
The K in Pakistan represents this often contested region. Rachel?
What is Kashmir?
Right.
Acronym for 2000.
ENSO stands for El Nino Southern This Fluctuation. El Nino Southern Oscillation. Rachel, you select.
Acronym for 8.
PEN International originally took its name from an acronym for Poets, Essayists, These. Randy?
What are novelists?
Right.
Life and Death 1200.
Speaker for the Dead by Orson Scott Card is the second book in the series about this character and his genocidal game. Rachel?
Who is Ender?
That's it.
You totally ruled for 8.
The Aztec Empire was expanding under this 9th emperor in 1519, but the Spanish showed up. He's dead by 1520, and the empire in 1521. Rachel?
Who's Montezuma?
That's correct.
You totally ruled for 12.
There went the Sun King on September 1st, 1715, as Louis XIV died in his bedroom at this palace. You can visit that room today. Brandy?
What is Versailles?
That's correct, you're in the lead.
Life and Death for 16.
In Willa Cather's Death Comes for the Archbishop, Father Jean-Marie Latour serves in this southwest U.S. state capital. In Santa Fe, New Mexico. Brandy?
2000 Life and Death.
Solzhenitsyn's One Day in the Life of This Character is the story of an inmate struggling to survive in a Soviet prison camp. Brian?
Who is Ivan Rabinowitz?
No. Brandy or Rachel? It is an Ivan, but he's Ivan Denisovich. Brandy, back to you.
Animalistic words for 400.
Meaning sly or crafty, vulpine also means resembling one of these animals. Rachel?
What's a fox?
Yes.
You totally ruled for 16.
The answer there is the first of the 2 daily doubles in the round. And the scores have really changed. Rachel, you're in second place and can move into the lead.
3,000.
That would be enough for the lead. Here's your clue in You Totally Ruled. He finally got the crown he craved on July 6th, 1483. But just 2 years later, Henry VII would open the very first two-door garage.
Who's Richard III?
That's correct. You're in the lead. And even 10K.
You totally ruled for 2,000.
A true undercover boss in Zaandam in 1697, Peter the Great was Pyotr Mikhailov, learning shipbuilding at this trading company. That's the Dutch East India Company. Rachel, where to?
You totally ruled for 4.
The man who would be Wilhelm II found himself with this royal 6-letter title at age 29 in 1888. Brian.
What is regent?
No. Brandy.
What is Kaiser?
That's the title.
Animalistic words for 1200.
This word for a covering suspended over a bed comes from Greek konops, or mosquito, which it was meant to keep out. Rachel?
What's canopy?
That's right.
Acronym for 4.
A series of nearby computers are connected to form a LAN, short for this. Brian?
What is local area network?
You're right.
Science 1200.
Some protozoans that cause dysentery move and gather food using these 5-letter small projections that resemble hairs. Brian?
What are cilia?
Right.
1600. Science.
The answer there is the other daily double. You're in an unusual situation, Brian, suddenly in third.
4000.
You'll be in the lead if you're correct with science. Fireworks went off July 4th, 2012, with the announcement of a boson consistent with the predictions of this British particle physicist.
Who is Higgs?
The Higgs boson, that's right. You pull into the lead.
All right. Science 400, please.
Advanced
gì
microchips
đó?
are produced using EUV light, short for extreme this.
Gì đó?
Wavelengths of 13.5 nanometers. Right.
Hả?
Ultraviolet.
That's
Ba.
correct.
Science 800, please.
Thì em mới nói gì hôm qua em nói á.
Century guide.
Cho dù người ta có ôm đi nữa, người ta ôm vợ người ta ôm bồ người ta không có ôm vợ ôm bồ người khác là được rồi đúng không?
The magic of Disney Princess made Minnie. It's a mini Jasmine doll! With Minnie Brand's Disney Store Series 2.
Spring celebration starts here. Live your best dressed life with K&G.
What are tree shrews?
Yes, many tree shrews are frauds, apparently.
Science for 2.
The naphthalene in mothballs is one substance that undergoes this change from solid to gas without becoming liquid. Brian,
What is sublimating?
you got it. 2,000 more.
Animalistic 800.
Simian, meaning resembling one of these primates, comes from simia, a name for an obsolete genus. Brian?
What's a monkey?
Yes, or ape.
1600 animalistic.
Now applied mostly to noses, this adjective means curved, like the beak of an eagle. That would be an aquiline nose. And the final clue in animalistic words, used to describe giraffes and big snakes, it means having net-like markings. Like a certain python, it would be reticulated. Reticulated. All right, all 3 players in 5 digits. A strong game from everyone. And it all comes down to Final Jeopardy, where your category today will be geography, an old favorite. Is it a strong one for our 3 players? We'll find out in just a moment. Nail biter as we head into Final Jeopardy. Contestants, here's your clue in the category geography. Of the 13 nations through which the equator passes, it's the only one whose coastline borders the Caribbean Sea. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll begin in the middle. Brandy Ash had an even 10,000 coming into final. She wrote down, what is Venezuela? No, I'm afraid the Venezuelan border is somewhere between 50 and 100 miles from the equator, so that's not correct. You'll lose $4,000, knocking you down to 6,000. Rachel Clark was in second place with $12,000. Her response, what is Ecuador? Now, the equator does pass through Ecuador, but unfortunately it doesn't border the Caribbean, so you're going to drop down $5,500 to $6,500 currently in second place. Brian Henniger, the champion, had $15,200. What was his response? What is Brazil? Sadly does not border the Caribbean. The correct response is Colombia. Colombia borders both the Caribbean and is crossed by the equator. So it all comes down to the wager. You bet $8,800, dropping you down to $6,400. Rachel, by just $100, you are our new Jeopardy champion. Congratulations. I'm afraid the candy store is closed for the weekend.